Let's talk briefly about correctional supervision. What will that involve? Oscar Pistorius will be handed over into somebody's care. What will happen?
Well, look, there are various conditions that will be set. I'm not at this stage exactly sure what they are, but in general, you have house arrest. So you've got to stay at a particular place which has been checked on by the department. So they'll have to go to the owner of the house. I believe it's his uncle, and confirm that he's happy that he stays there. They'll have to monitor him. He's allowed to work, and if he works, he can be excused from house arrest. And obviously, his work situation must be checked out by the department. If he goes to church on a Sunday, or whenever he does go to church, he can be excused from house arrest. The department can set conditions. They can say, well, actually, you're not allowed to have so many visitors, or you can't have parties, or there's quite a wide frame within which the department, and it's in their discretion, can set conditions of release. There's community service. So in conjunction with community organizations, the Department of Correctional Services will then set where he's got to go and do his community service. Treatment programs, he may have to do anger management course, all of those. But bearing in mind that the department, during the period that he's under all these conditions, can reduce the conditions. If he doesn't comply with the conditions, then they can have him re-arrested and taken back to prison, and he would then have to serve the rest of that sentence. Obviously, that's all dependent on what the Supreme Court of Appeal has to say with regard to whether there could be an increase in the sentence if there is a change with regard to the conviction.
What's interesting about that is that Oscar Pistorius' work isn't like many other people's work, and it may take him out of the country, out of the province. Of course, that would all be stipulated in the terms of his release.
It will. You know, the Department of Correctional Services are very loath to allow somebody to leave the country, because then it means they can't be monitored. Within the boundaries of South Africa, the department can operate. So they could say, well, okay, we agree that you can come down to Cape Town. It is for work purposes, because he can be monitored in Cape Town. But he has to keep them posted as to what he's doing and where he's going. And they may say, no, we don't agree with you going down to Cape Town for work purposes.